For a look latest in local news, in the news, the funeral arrangements for businessman Martin Walton Neesmith have been set. Celebration of Life will be held outside on Sunday, November 22nd at 2 p.m. at the Sapelo Hammock Golf Club, 1354 Marshview Drive, Shimlin Bluff. Family welcomes all who feel comfortable attending. In lieu of flowers, the family is requesting remembrances be sent to Levada Ministries, 240 North Main Street, Statesboro, Georgia. Delight in the Lord Ministries, P.O. Box 183, Brooklet, Georgia. Epworth by the Sea, P.O. Box 407, St. Simons, Georgia. The Joyner Anderson Funeral Home in Statesboro is in charge of all the arrangements. Again, Martin Neesmith passed away Tuesday at the age of 72. In 1974, he purchased a Chevrolet dealership in Claxton, Georgia, became the youngest dealer in the United States at the age of 24. Absolutely loved being in the car business, as was respected as a good businessman. Revolutionized the car business in the early 90s with the no-hassle buying. He wanted every customer to be treated as an honored guest every time without fail, no exceptions. He expanded his dealerships. He was a big financial supporter of Georgia Southern. In 2001, he received the highest honor an honorable dealer can achieve, the Time Magazine Quality Dealer of the Year Award. Martin Neesmith leaves behind his wife of 50 years, Suzette, two sons, Demery and Chad, and their wives, Ashley and Mallory, 5 grandchildren, 2 sisters, Judy and Sonia. Again, passed away Tuesday at the age of 72. Again, the outdoor service Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. at the Sapelo Hammock Golf Club on Shellman's Bluff. Just a week away from Thanksgiving, we have some special guests lined up today and Friday on the World Famous Butch and Bob Show. Today, Dina Bennett with the Chamber will be in studio to discuss the Chamber's decision to cancel their annual Christmas parade. Also a reminder, the annual Thanksgiving community church service has also been called off this year. On Friday's show, we have as our special guest Sheriff John Carter. He'll come in and talk about his long career as sheriff of Wayne County, and again give update on the court docket as things have been put on hold with the pandemic. And Sheriff Carter on this show this Friday on the World Famous Butch and Bob Show. We'll be back with more news after this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. In other news, while Republican candidates running for U.S. Senate continue to ask Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger to resign, former Georgia U.S. Senator Saxby Chambliss, a longtime Republican, came to Raffensperger's defense Wednesday, refuting the president's campaign allies who are claiming large-scale fraud or irregularities that they say may have occurred in Georgia. Chambliss backs the Secretary of State in his handling of the election, saying to the AJC, "I just have not heard that there's any kind of massive election fraud or scheming going on in Georgia relative to the elections. I thought the Secretary of State has done what he's charged to do by law." Chambliss is the former chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee. Chambliss did not criticize Trump directly, although he did say the president needed to present facts backing up his claims of sweeping fraud. Chambliss, who stepped down from the U.S. Senate back in 2014, says he's glad to see the president is investigating the election, but he says that there are allegations. They have simply got to be backed up by facts in order to call into question the election results. Chambliss, who now consults on cybersecurity issues, including several national intelligence boards, says he has every reason to believe the election was done in a very safe and secure manner from the standpoint of interference, particularly from foreign countries. Chambliss says that he knows from a federal government standpoint the United States did everything they could to ensure that there was no interference. He says he hopes that as they look into that further, that the U.S. will find that's exactly the case. Chambliss says he believes Raffensperger and his staff did a good job in the Georgia election. Last night at midnight was a deadline to have all the votes recounted in the state of Georgia. States reporting that Biden still won the state of Georgia. Latest count by around 12,000 votes. Here in Wayne County, the recount went well. Probate Judge Tammy Thornton says the vote count on Tuesday's election night is the same count in the recount. Numbers remained exactly the same. She thanked all those who were involved in the process of counting the votes this week. Georgia DOT is going to try to ease the traffic over the holidays. They state to ease the traffic. The DOT announced yesterday the suspension of construction-related lane closures on heavily traveled interstate highways and state routes from 6 a.m. Wednesday, November 25th to 5 a.m. Monday, November 30th. Statewide lane restrictions help to reduce traffic congestion during the Thanksgiving holiday. Similar restrictions will be in place for Christmas and New Year's. They state in order to provide a safer and less congested roadway, they're limiting construction-related lane closures. That from the Georgia DOT State Construction Engineer John D. Hancock. Hancock says although traffic volumes were down earlier this year due to COVID-19, unfortunately fatalities on the roadways have been up. I urge drivers to watch your speed, put down your cell phones, be alerted, make sure you and your passengers buckle up. He says, let's make this a happy Thanksgiving for everyone. Safe Driving Media Toolkit is available that includes interview opportunities with Georgia DOT experts and Georgia State Patrol officers. And for update information about travel conditions on Georgia interstates and state routes, they ask that you call 511 or visit www.511georgia.org before heading out. 511 is a free service that provides real-time statewide information on Georgia interstates and state routes, including traffic conditions, incidents, lane closures, and delays due to inclement weather 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Callers can also transfer to operators to request hero assistance in Metro Atlanta or CHAMP serves on highways in other regions of the state. We'll be back with some final news notes after this word from our sponsor, the commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Final notes and news. Crews continue to cut away at the 700,000-ton vessel called the Golden Ray, which overturned off the coast of Glenn County. And with each cut, more debris and pollutants could possibly be released into the water. That's the concern of the environmental groups such as the Altamar River Keepers, which spokesman Fletcher Sam says the floating debris and leaks of fuel have damaged the inlet and back river. He says his group has seen oils and other chemicals come upriver as much as 10 miles. Golden Ray was transporting cars when it capsized, and those cars still on the overturned ship. And the environmental group says with each cut, more debris and pollutants could possibly be released into the water. An environmental protection barrier is set up around the site. The design uses tidal currents to trap any contaminants that may escape. Riverkeepers are concerned that pollutants may float upriver. The ship was carrying thousands of automobiles when it turned on its side and began leaking fuel and more. State and federal agencies have begun cutting it apart and moving it away from the area, but they say it will take a while. Sam says the booms intended to catch the pollutants floating on the water surface are not catching the heavier materials floating just below. He says smaller debris and other liquid contaminants are likely to be not captured by this equipment. Riverkeepers are asking for an assessment so they can hold Hyundai accountable for the damage that's already present and the damage that's expected during the removal. They're urging state and federal agencies to order a damage assessment so they know exactly the amount of damage. The team in charge of the removal of the ship say they are scanning the water and shoreline daily. Once again, the cutting and removal process is underway after delay due to the tropical storms and members of the removal team coming down with COVID-19. But since last weekend, the process has been underway and the cutting and removal taking place near St. Simon's Island. City of Odom, Georgia, inviting everybody to a bingo event. Odom City Gym, located across Odom Elementary School, will be the site. The date will be Thursday, December 3rd. The doors open at 6. Bingo starts at 7. They'll have 5 rounds of bingo will be played. They'll use paper cards. If you have daubers, please feel free to bring them. If you don't have a dauber, they'll have them for $1 each, $5 for all 5 rounds. Additional cards can be purchased for $1 per card. Again, prizes include a $25 Visa gift card, a $50 Visa gift card, a $100 Visa gift card, $150 and $200 Visa gift cards, plus door prizes. Again, bring the entire family, including the kids. If you need more information, call Odom City Hall at 586-2211. But again, the date is Thursday, December 3rd at the Odom City Gym across from Odom Elementary School. That's going to do it for latest in local news. Sports comes your way in a few minutes. Bob Morgan, have a great day.